common issue with these John Deere 755s is this tachometer stops working. These have a Tach cable that comes right off the front of the motor. What I found is halfway down the cable, it broke. You can see there. One of the things I want to do is check and make sure that the gauge actually works still and that this isn't the only issue. I've got the broken end connected to my drill. So we lucked out, the gauge still works, and I did tick over the hour meter as well. I ran down to my local auto parts store and found this for $4. It's just the inside part, the cable that had broke with the universal end. So we'll see if we can get this to work. You'll notice on this, one end has a square part. They've crimped this cable to make it square, and the other end's round. So on the round end is the one we want to make sure that we cut. Don't cut this square one. That's what goes into your Tach. I guess sometimes they go into transmissions or engine housing, something else, but that don't cut that end. Well, bad news. This is the end that they gave me to crimp on, and this is the end I need. The diameter is too small to just cut a slit down this square, but I think we can make something that we can crimp back on. Why is it never as easy as you think it's going to be? All right, I turned this bolt down in the lathe, and it should be the right diameter now. There's a hole down at the bottom so we can crimp it onto the end of the wire. Now we just need to cut that slit in here. I had the coolest truck in high school. Looking back, I paid too much for it, but you know, I had to have it. You know the drill. One owner, low miles, only driven to church on Sundays, always followed the salt trucks too close. If you drove it to your friend's house, though, you could reverse home and the odometer would look as though you never left. None of my newer cars happen to do this, but don't try. That's called odometer fraud. It can lead you in a world of hurt. Anyway, let's get back to this. I'm just laying out the old cable here so I can measure where to cut the new one. Just remember, don't cut that square end off. Make sure to cut the other end off. Also remember that the cable needs to go inside of this little thing. So don't cut it at the end, but where it's gonna rest inside. Okay, we got that cut. I don't know if this is gonna help or not, but put some red Loctite on, sprayed it with some brake clean, cleaned it off. Then we'll just crimp that down. That seemed to work pretty good. That's nice and tight on there. It won't twist or pull out. I think last thing to do, we'll just grease this cable up, put it back in and connect it up, and we'll see if it works.